Have you ever found yourself puzzling over whether to use affect or effect in a sentence? Or perhaps accept or accept? If so, you are not alone. In the vast ocean of the English language, there are numerous words that sound similar, yet have different meanings. These commonly confused words can create a real conundrum, especially when it comes to academic or professional writing. Understanding the correct usage of such words is crucial. It not only aids in delivering your message accurately, but also adds credibility to your writing. It's like navigating through a maze. Once you know the right path, you can easily avoid any pitfalls. So, are you ready to dive into this linguistic labyrinth? Today, we'll be exploring some of these tricky word pairs and their correct usage. By the end of this video, you'll have a better grasp on these tricky word pairs. Let's dive in with our first pair, affect and effect. These two words might sound similar, but they have different roles in our language. Affect is primarily used as a verb. It means to influence or make a difference to something. For instance, in the sentence, "The weather can greatly affect your mood," affect is used to describe how the weather can influence your mood. On the other hand, effect is primarily a noun. It refers to a result or the outcome of a cause. When we say, "The effect of the weather was a dampened mood," effect is used to denote the result of the weather on the mood. Of course, English being as flexible as it is, there are exceptions where affect can be a noun and effect a verb, but those are less common. So remember, affect is usually a verb and effect is usually a noun. Moving on to our next pair, accept and accept. These two words may sound similar, but their meanings are quite different. Accept is a verb, which means to receive something willingly. For example, "I accept your apology." Here, accept is used to show that the apology is willingly received. Now let's look at accept. Accept is usually used as a preposition or a conjunction, and it means to exclude something. For example, "I like all fruits except apples." In this sentence, accept is used to exclude apples from the list of fruits that are liked. So remember, accept is all about receiving or agreeing to something, while accept is about excluding or leaving something out. A handy tip to remember the difference: accept has the word accept in it, which sounds like a gift. And you accept gifts, right? Meanwhile, accept sounds like exempt. And if you're exempt from something, you're excluded from it. In short, accept means to receive or agree, while accept means to exclude. Next up, we have compliment and complement. These two words may sound similar, but they have entirely different meanings. First, let's consider compliment. This word, with an I, refers to a flattering or kind remark. If you tell someone they have a great sense of style, that's a compliment. You're expressing admiration for their fashion flair. On the other hand, compliment, spelled with an E, means to complete or enhance something else. It's about things that go well together, like peanut butter and jelly, or colors that make each other pop. If you say, "Your new shoes complement your outfit perfectly," you're saying the shoes complete or enhance the look. In essence, when you compliment, you're giving praise. When things complement each other, they're completing or enhancing one another. So, a compliment is a nice thing you say about someone, whereas a compliment completes or enhances something else. Our next pair is principle and principle. Now these two words may sound similar, but their meanings are quite different. Let's start with principle. This word can be used as both a noun and an adjective. As a noun, it often refers to a person who has controlling authority, like the principal of a school. As an adjective, it refers to something that is most important or primary. For instance, the principal reason for the delay was the weather. On the other hand, principle is strictly a noun. It refers to a basic truth, law, or assumption, like in the sentence, "Honesty is a fundamental principle to live by." So remember, principle could be the head of a school or the most important element of something, and principle is a basic truth or law. To sum up, a principle is a person or the main element of something, while a principle is a basic truth or law. Now let's look at stationary and stationary. Two words almost identical, yet they hold entirely different meanings. The word stationary, spelled with an A, is an adjective. It describes something that is not moving, or is not intended to be moved. For instance, when you park your car, it becomes stationary. On the other hand, stationary, spelled with an E, is a noun. It refers to materials used for writing or typing, like paper, pens, pencils, and envelopes. Picture the E in stationary as an envelope. To help you remember, when you're writing a letter, you use stationary. The difference between these two words may seem slight, but it's crucial. Using the wrong one can lead to misunderstandings. For example, saying, "I need to buy some stationery," when you actually mean stationary, could leave someone scratching their head in confusion. So, stationary means not moving, and stationery refers to paper, pens, and other office supplies. Now that we've covered these commonly confused words, let's do a quick recap. We started with affect versus effect. Remember, affect is primarily used as a verb and implies an influence or alteration, while effect is typically a noun, referring to a result or outcome. A helpful hint: affect alters things, effect is the end result. Next up, we tackled accept and accept. Accept signifies agreement or receipt of something, while accept is used to exclude something. Think of it this way: you might accept an invitation, except when it falls on your birthday. We then moved on to compliment and compliment. Compliment is a kind word or gesture, while a compliment is something that completes or goes well with something. Remember, when you receive a compliment, it's nice, but when something complements another, they make a nice pair. Next, we had principle versus principle. Principle can be a person or thing of primary importance or a sum of money, while principle is a fundamental truth or proposition. Just remember, your school principal is your pal, and a principle is a rule you live by. Finally, we looked at stationary and stationary. Stationary means not moving or not changing, while stationary refers to paper, pens, and other office items. A fun tip to remember: stationary with an E is for envelopes. Remember, these pairs of words might seem daunting initially, but with time and practice, they'll become second nature. The English language is filled with words that sound similar, but have different meanings, and mastering these will enhance your communication skills significantly. Don't hesitate to revisit this video if you need a refresher. It's always good to review and reinforce what you've learned. After all, practice makes perfect. And that's a wrap. Keep practicing, and soon these commonly confused words will be no problem at all.